Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be talking about missed approach procedures. So what happens or what we have to do whenever there is an unexpected situation that makes us abort the landing. First thing I wanted to ask you, what could be the causes for that such an event? Well, there may be many, all of them related to safety. Right? So we're going to watch a couple of videos to illustrate some of the possibilities. First could be a runway incursion, right? Could be an animal, an identified object, or even an aircraft. Let's see what happens here. You see there was an aircraft authorized to cross the runway by the controller, but there's another one just about to land that needs happily to initiate a runway procedure. So that's one option. Second option could be related to wind shear, right? You've been probably seeing a lot of wind shear landings from outside, but what happens from inside? Let's see it. So in principle, you see on the right hand side the primary flight display, right? On the left hand side the navigation display. The aircraft in yellow is approaching, right? Is descending, is already aligned with the runway. You see a cyan line right here. This cyan line is the go around procedure. Okay, you cannot see my mouse, but that's what it is. And you see the wind on the navigation display, top left, right? That is blowing headwinds, right? But you're gonna see how this is gonna change. We're gonna start. The arrow is gonna start the direction in which the wind is blowing, coming from the tail and generating some wind shear. We are still approaching. You see now that the cyan line, which is the go around procedure, is just in case, is embedded in the FMS. Pilot is approaching.
Okay.
You see now that the wind is kind of changing all of a sudden from one direction to another.
Which?
Aircraft is moving.
Suspecting wind shear, Ahmed.
Wind shear. Now the aircraft is level off, right? And probably now is starting to pitch up.
Wind shear, toga.
Pitch up,
Checked.
Thrusting up.
Man toga, SRS, go around track. Checked.
The go around procedure.
Qatar 001 going
right?
around.
And we could see the different
Qatar
phases
001, Roger.
of a go around procedure. Okay, initial, intermediate, and final, as we're going to see in a second. Third possibility is to have poor visibility conditions. As we've seen, in order to actually touch down safely, we need to follow the procedure and we need to establish visual contact with the lights or the markings of the runway before the decision height, decision altitude, or the missed approach point, depending on the type of approach. So let's see this video.
A cut 2 approach. Then we expected the Albert 1 Alpha arrival via Albert and Laren to Latus from there. In case of missed approach, 041 track at 2 DME, Tango Echo Sierra, right turn, 130, max 200 knots, intercept radial Tango Echo Sierra, set number 2, and Kyocha for possible missed approach, set number 1. That's the Venezia NDB, active set on LNC 54.9er. Flaps 4D landing.
I now got the latest vessel from Venice and it deteriorated further. We have now a meteorological visibility of only 100 meters. Meteorological visibility is what you normally see when you are outside your house, what you can see, and an runway visual range of 200 meters.
Okay, so as you are seeing, the pilots are preparing the landing, they are analyzing the chart, the procedure, they are embedding the information in the flight management system, the weight and other factors. They are also tuning the frequencies of the different navigates they're going to be using to navigate, and now they are checking the meteorological conditions that are poor. So let's see if they make it down to the runway or not.
I now switch my instrument panel to we say more data indication. Compared to the map mode, I have a lot less information. However, I have the two informations we need for this approach totally concentrated. That is our localizer, and that will be the glide slope. And that's what I have to do, is just to watch that they are constantly available and they are not displaced too much. That means without more than half a dot left or right, or a dot above or below. That's fine. Yes, in case of RBR 175, we cannot continue the approach.
Which is your minimum, sir?
200 meters.
Sorry, say again?
200.
Other continuous approach, I could back over the after marker. It is available between 250 and 175.
Okay, copy. Get on.
Wind 06 radar 118 and 0 by.
Sorry, bye, flaps 50.
So here they are full flaps, deploying full flaps. They have been told that the visibility is varying between 250 and 175. The minimum is 200 for them, and they're going to try and see if they actually see the lights and can make it to the runway.
That's an ISIS.
Total Whiskey Kilo, I am trying, it is still 175 and never more.
Okay, copy. You're looking for Whiskey Kilo. Go around? Yep. Flaps 50.
Do you want to wait another mile, or do you want to perform a missed approach procedure?
Check thrust. We are in the missed approach already.
Roger, that's for Whiskey Kilo.
Positive.
Missed approach procedure up to
Yeah.
3,000 feet. And I call radar 11.
And you see how they are in the very first steps of the missed approach procedure. They are throttling up to maximum, landing gears up. They will be checking flaps as well, right? That's the first step of the missed approach procedure. So as you've seen, due to poor visibility conditions, they have triggered a missed approach procedure. Now, let me go back to our board. So in a missed approach procedure, right? Let me imagine we have here some mountain, even obstacle, right? This is the runway. This is the this is the nominal approach path. I define the 2.5% gradient such that I have a 30 feet clearance over that obstacle. Here I have a 50 feet clearance over that of the obstacle, and well, this is the obstacle clearance altitude height, right? And here I have either the missed approach point or the decision altitude height. Okay, this is where I need to somehow take my decision to go in the air to follow this missed approach procedure. Well, I'm gonna find three phases. The aircraft, if I make it on green, I will be taking the decision here, initially going down, right? Because there is some inertia, and then going up. Well, this first phase, right? This is the initial phase, and here we are just paying attention to throttling up, landing gears up, flaps retracted to a clean configuration, right? Because we need to get back to a normal flying condition. That's the initial phase. Then we have an intermediate phase, and yes, names are not very creative in this field. So initial, intermediate, final phases. From the start of the climb to a point in which, or a position in which, I can keep this 50 feet, right, vertical distance with whatever obstacle, right? In these first two, in the first phase, you cannot turn; you need to be aligned. In the second phase, the intermediate phase, you can turn a little bit, but still you're established. Your main goal is to climb, and then yes, in the final phase, you will be clear to follow the procedure and meet again the initial approach fix, the same or another, to try again and try to touch them. Okay, so these are the three phases of a missed approach procedure. And now, if you want to check it in a chart, we were seeing it in the navigation display, but in a chart is also depicted, right? This here is the missed approach procedure, in which we have to follow a given radial. First of all, we are aligned with the runway, which is this degrees. Then follow a radial, which is given. We are given some fixes here, altitudes, distances, to cross-check everything is correct, and then you would eventually be clear of to again meet one of the initial approach fixes. If we take a look at the lateral profile, it is here. Okay, the wall round procedure, and then you should be able to somehow meet this point again. So thanks very much for your attention.